Welcome back to Fox 5 Amplified. With us today, Les Crifton. I think this is the first time you've been on Amplified, at least with me.
First time
Caller, long-time listener.
Very long time.
Let's talk about, you just recently did a story. We talked so much lately about levels of water, specifically in the lake, obviously. On the other side of the dam, though, is the Colorado River. And so you went out to do a story based on water levels in the river?
Based on the water levels, because we hear so much about what's going on with Lake Mead. And so I said, I wonder if this is going to impact the rafting, because rafting is a big part of this one particular business, Colorado River rafting adventure. So I reached out to them, talked to them. They said, come on out. And basically they said, there's no difference in the water level now than there was 10, 15 years ago. All the depleted water that we're seeing is behind the dam in the Lake Mead area.
In Lake Mead, so they can regulate what ends up in the Colorado River south of the dam.
Exactly.
So they do that, and they keep that kind of the same level. Obviously, we do have some issues with the other side, because I think just after you did that story, within the last week, there was news that it hit an all-time low, which I think the last time was 2022 or 23.
About that, yeah.
Yeah, so it's gone down below that, and everybody's hoping for... We'll look for your meteorological skills here. Everybody's hoping for an El Nino year, I guess, to maybe, but I don't know.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But listen, monsoon season is supposed to bring for us some rain, and we've seen virtually nothing so far. So, but this super El Nino that they're talking about has the potential to bring us a lot of rain and mountain snow, and particularly in and around the Colorado area, which is vital for us because that's the snow melt that goes into the Colorado River.
Yeah, so when people think about that, it's not just the water that's coming from the sky around here. I mean, obviously that helps green things up and whatnot. But the water that we see in the dam, or in the lake and in the river, that all comes from snow runoff.
Snow runoff, exactly, and a little bit of rain, but the rain has really been marginal in terms of what it does in raising or lowering the water levels on the lake.
So you went on this tour, on the rafting tour. You're not whitewater rafting through
No,
the Colorado River, but you go on this tour, and speaking of the water and the temperature, you said it was pretty cold, because it was like 114 degrees the day you did it, but the water's still cold.
It was very hot when we went to do this this tour. It was, I think it was the middle of June or early July, and 113, 114 degrees along Black Canyon. But in the river itself, the temperature, 54 degrees.
Whew, that's cold.
Yeah, and people who are in this raft, and it was a full raft, so there was at least 20 people or so. Halfway through this 3-hour tour, they stop the raft, and people get out and they swim in the Colorado River.
Time to cool off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool off.
So this tour that you did, tell us about it. Where does it go? I know you mentioned in your story that it was like, something for tourists and locals alike really to do. Because, I mean, even if you live here, how often have you been out on the Colorado River, maybe unless you have a boat?
Exactly. And the other thing is that, it's probably one of the best kept secrets because they don't want people to leave the strip to come down to the Colorado River and spend 6 hours there when they could be hitting the slot machine. So,
That's true.
It's pretty fascinating because you get on this raft, and it is a nice, big, comfortable raft. There's, as we mentioned, no white watering at all. And you just tour along the Black Canyon, and you see just the spectacular views of Black Canyon. You see some beautiful wildlife. You see some eagles. You see bighorn sheep. You see a whole number of other things, and petroglyphs that date back hundreds of years. And you just take that tour, and it gives you an idea of just what a magnificent Black Canyon is for us here in the Las Vegas area, and just how they built the Colorado River and the Hoover Dam together to make it what it is today.
Because you were saying when you get in the raft, you're just right below the dam, so you're looking up at this giant structure.
You're looking right up and you're going, wow, that thing is just a monster, and it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So,
I just was there last weekend. I was telling you, I was out in Boulder City, and I decided, well, I'm close to the dam. I have not been there since I was a child to actually go to the dam. And so I went and parked on the Pat Tillman Bridge there, and I walked over and took some pictures. I was afraid to drop my phone over the side, so I just the pictures aren't the best, but I took some pictures of the dam. I put them on my Instagram. But yeah, you look at this structure and you think about the time that they built it, how it built the city around it. I mean, to bring people here to the area to build the dam, and then this structure that is still working decades later the way it's supposed to.
And think about the technology that they
Yeah.
had back in the 30s compared to what we have today. I mean, it'd probably be a whole lot easier, maybe not a whole lot easier,
Yeah.
much easier for them to build something like the Hoover Dam once again. But
So it creates this ability for you to be on the river, and you were saying that they sort of regulate the river level. Like we always talk so much about Lake Mead, we know it's low, but there's still obviously enough water in it to go through the dam because that's
Yes.
another concern has always been: is there enough to generate electricity? But we're not at that point yet. But they're able to regulate the level of the river.
yeah, because there are two other dams above Lake Mead that will release water so that we can get it down to Lake Eden and then down to the Hoover Dam area and down into Colorado River. So that's vital because it continues to flow down into southern regions of Nevada from here.
Do people not pay enough attention, though, to the Colorado River, Lake Mead, and where we get our water from and how we live in the middle of a desert? And if it wasn't for that, we'd really be in trouble.
We would be in so much trouble, and I
We wouldn't be here, probably.
honestly can't imagine how we don't pay more attention to it. But it's like Mother Nature has just been so tough on us for the last 26 years here in southern regions of Nevada. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed that this Super El Nino is going to do something for us. Whether it does or not remains to be seen, because even on years where we had just a weak El Nino, we had a whole lot of rain and snow. Other years where we've had a very serious El Nino, we had nothing. So it's hard to say.
Have we been in a La Nina pattern the rest of the time until this year?
We switch on and off.
Yeah.
So last year was a La Nina. This year it's an El Nino, and it just continues to get stronger and stronger. And so a lot of climatologists, a lot of people who are meteorological scientists are saying this is going to be one of the biggest ever.
Well, that's good. Is there a time of year? Okay, we know it's coming. We know it's going to be that type of a year. But is there, a month where we're going, okay, yeah, we're starting to see the rain? Like, is there a time of year where we should be knowing if we're getting it by then?
In theory, and again, theory,
In theory.
because you can't
It's all
predict
cyclical.
Mother Nature. They say probably sometime around late October into November,
Okay.
and into the winter and into the early spring, could be one of the wettest winters we've ever seen here. But again, there's no guarantee.
But that's the time of year we kind of reevaluate and go, well, yeah,
Exactly.
maybe what we thought was going to happen is happening.
Yeah,
or it's not.
And I'm hoping this happens because I can't imagine what will happen in 2027 here in southern Nevada if we don't get a substantial amount of rain and or snow.
Well, and we had all the back and forth from all the different states that share the water and from Lake Mead. And we talked about the potential cuts to Nevada's water supply. Now, we've done a good job at staying under that number anyway, so I don't know that there'd be any realistic differences for people here. But other states like Arizona and California, they might see some cuts because the states couldn't come to an agreement. The feds had to get involved. But we're hoping for that Super El Nino.
We have to really hope and pray and
Yeah.
just have everything come together for us, and maybe we can turn things around. Even if it was a great Super El Nino, it still won't fill the
gonna take a couple
Lake Mead.
times,
It's going to take at least 10 years of persistent,
yeah.
consistent rain and mountain snow for the lake levels to rise once again.
Before I let you go, let's talk real quick again about the name of the company and how somebody can go take that raft tour if they want to.
It's the Colorado River Rafting Adventure, and look for it online. I believe we have a link to it on our
story.
website, and it's a beautiful experience. They only run the rafts between Thursday and Sunday. It's a 6-hour tour. You go from the base of Lake Mead to Willow Beach, and then they bus you back to your car.
okay.
And there's also a shorter version of it, which is about 3 hours, but it's certainly worth it. And it's a great experience. And just the beauty of what is normally a canyon, a black canyon with a lot of heat, just to see the wildlife and just to see how beautiful the topography of our area is here. It is spectacular.
Maybe not on a 114-degree day.
Yeah, exactly.
Take your water or prepare to jump in the river.
Or jump into river, and they also give you towels to keep yourself
Yeah.
nice and
Okay.
cool.
Yeah,
So-
they're used to it out there,
Yeah.
so they keep you cool. Well, if you want to see Les's story, it is on fox5vegas.com, also Fox 5 Vegas Plus, and we'll be talking to Les and the other meteorologists here as we get closer to the fall and see if this Super El Nino is coming. Thanks for being here.
All right, pleasure.
See you next time.